This is the plaintiff, Joseph Pergolizzi. He says he met the defendant at the local Walmart and ended up moving in with her. The sneak got him to pay her rent, then immediately broke up with him and kicked him out. He never even spent one full night in the place. He thought he was going to live with the plaintiff and start a life together, only to find out he paid for her to get back with her husband to live in the apartment. Jeez. He's suing for $947, the amount he's owed. This is the defendant, Lorraine Cardenas. She says the plaintiff lent her some money when her husband left her. The guy started harassing her, reeked of booze all the time, and was a suspect in a stalking case she saw paperwork on. She didn't want him in her life. The guy's jealous she's back with her husband and owes him nothing but a goodbye. She's accused of taking advantage of a boyfriend.
All parties, please raise your right hand. Be seated and come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Doug.
You're welcome.
Joseph Pergolizzi?
Yes, ma'am.
You are suing, according to you, your former girlfriend, according to you, a blip in the radar screen, Lorraine Cardenas, for $947 for rent, food, and gas that you, according to you, loaned to her, and she has not repaid you.
Yes.
What happened?
Basically, I met her at a Walmart. I thought she was real good looking.
Okay, did she work there? Did you work there? What do you
No,
mean?
she worked there. We were shopping there.
Okay.
Me and a friend of mine.
Okay.
When I saw her, I left her my number on the register.
How do you do that? How do you, like, weave that into, like, a... Wait, did you go through her register?
I went to her register, but she was with a customer, so I didn't want to interrupt her.
Oh, you mean you weren't even in her register and noticed her? You noticed her from afar and then just walk right up and say, here's my number?
Yeah, we were on a different one.
Right. Great. So I want to know how this is done.
So I wrote down my name and number.
But you hadn't even said word one to her yet?
She's busy with customers. I didn't want to bother her.
So why would you think she'd call you?
She did.
She did?
Yeah.
So look at that. He's right, I'm wrong. But I mean, what did you say to her when you handed her your number?
I didn't say anything to her.
You just handed her a number?
I put it on her register.
And but does she look up?
She was busy. When she's working, she's busy.
Okay, but you drop a number there, and do you say, hey, give me a call? You say nothing.
I said nothing.
Nothing. You just leave a number that has your name and your phone number.
Yeah.
It doesn't say call me if you'd like to get together.
Yeah. It said
What's it say? Details.
Basically, hi, beautiful. I'm Joe. Give me a call, and I left my number.
Okay. And then what happens?
She ended up calling.
Okay, so
And
she
then we
doesn't even know
started
you
talking.
put down the paper. When you slink off.
No, she found out.
No, I know, but she obviously found out because she called you. But you slink off, and she doesn't even know what she just finds the note.
Yeah, right.
Is that what happened? You found the note?
Yes.
Yeah.
And so why did you call? You were just curious?
I was just curious to see who left the number.
But did you sort of figure out that it might be somebody who liked you, or not really?
Not exactly. I didn't know
so
the
you call
reason
him, what
behind
happens?
it. So I just call and say, hello. I didn't even speak to him. I just left a message. I'm calling this number. I don't know who this is, but you left a number by my register.
Okay, then what happens?
And then he called back and he says, oh, hello, my name is Joe. You're most beautiful. I left my number. I've never seen nobody like you. He was stuck on the beautiful thing. And I said, okay, Joe, but I am married. And then we started talking. And I said, well, I'm married. And I'm going through things with my marriage, but I am married. And he was like, oh, babe, you're going through something. Don't worry about it. It's no problem, because if you feel that way about him, it doesn't even matter. I said, but it does matter. It makes a difference, regardless of what you're going through. And then he just always called me and say, hi, beautiful, I love you, marry me, and all the stuff. He was always calling me.
Wait. You had never met him, and he was saying that on the phone?
I never met him. I only talked to him on the phone, and then actually we did meet in person. We went to have some pizza.
Why would you agree to meet this crazy person in person? What you're describing is very crazy behavior. I love you, marry me. You just thought it was like incredibly intensely flattering and romantic?
No.
Go ahead, baby. You can say. We all know.
No.
You're going through troubles with the hubby. How long were you married to the hubby?
Yes. I was going through issues with my husband. And it was just
How long had you been married with your husband at that point?
5 years.
5 years?
Yeah.
So you're going through changes with the husband. Somebody's like, oh my God, you're the most beautiful thing. And so the curiosity got the better of you. So you met up with him.
Yeah.
And is your husband still living at that point in time? Was your husband still living in the apartment?
Yes, he was.
Okay,
yes.
So now tell me about how you don't slink around. Go ahead. So you met the guy, and what?
Well, no, we were talking, and I just explained
Where'd you meet him?
We met at pizzeria, and I just explained to him my morals about how I feel.
Why don't you just explain your morals on the phone, honey, instead of meeting him?
Well, I did tell him on the phone also.
Okay.
But he said, well, I just really want to talk to you. And I said, okay, fine. We meet and we talk, but it was nothing personal, no intimacy, no kissing, no none of that.
Nothing personal. He says he wants to marry you, but it was nothing personal.
No, he
no
said
intimacy.
that, but I'm saying that there was no intimacy.
And then what
between us.
happened?
Right, no, never.
Then what happened?
He just kept calling me and calling me. We were talking on the phone, and I was still going through things, and he kept saying, well, leave him, do this. You know, he was telling me to just basically leave my husband and just be with him.
Okay.
He's like, well, I hope you pay for the divorce. He kept saying that.
Were you offering to pay for a divorce for a girl you didn't even know?
No, ma'am. See, she got everything backwards. She ain't telling the truth.
What's the truth according to you?
She said she told me she already had the papers filed,
But
he wouldn't sign them.
right?
She said it only cost her $3.99 for the divorce.
$3.99?
That's what she told me. But basically, that's how it was, and we were talking all ever since. Up until just before Christmas, she got annoyed or something. But up until Christmas, I love you too. I got it on text.
Were you intimate?
No, that we have not. No, she said she had to get a divorce first before that.
Okay.
That is correct.
Okay. According to you, hubby moves out.
Yeah, he did.
When did he move out?
He moved out around the 17th of August.
Okay. And then do you move him in?
No, he did not move in right away. No.
Or did he move in a little bit later?
He said he would, but he never did. He was there 3 days.
So wait. So
Okay.
you were allowing him to move in with you?
Right. But we was going to be intimate, and he already knew that. There
But
was-
you weren't going to be intimate.
No, that was clarified to him.
Right. And you agree that was clarified to you?
No, I didn't. Didn't know that.
Wait,
Yes,
you
I
said
did.
earlier,
And first of
you
all,
said, you acknowledged a minute
I said
ago.
we weren't intimate, and yes, she did
Oh,
say
you thought she'd break.
But
Under the force of your charm when you were living
and the
there.
husband is gone, he's not with her anymore.
So you figured she'd give in?
Yeah, eventually.
Yeah, okay. But
Eventually.
she never, she said to you, you were moving in there with the understanding that she's not getting a divorce. Why would you move the
No,
guy
no, no.
in? Why don't you just
First
not
off-
move him in? Because you needed the money for the rent.
No.
Your Honor.
I paid my rent
Your
every
Honor.
month
Just a
before he
second.
even was there.
Why do you accept his money if you have the money to pay the rent instead of getting into this mess? Why would
Because
you,
we were going to.
you needed the money.
No, because we were going to try to work things out to be together.
You too.
Yes.
Try to work what out? You don't know him. You've never been
I
intimate
know,
with him.
I
It's nothing to
don't
do with
know
you. You're
him.
married to the other guy. You don't want.
Right, but we were not going to be intimate. I was going to get a divorce, and then we were going to do that. And he knew that. Why he in the
How
process
long do you
of
think it
living
takes to
there.
get a divorce?
It takes about 2 months.
And so you were just going to have him living with you, but
He knew that. That's what I told him, and he agreed to it. He knew that.
you apparently at some point you're rifling through his stuff or something, and you find out that he has a stalking charge with someone else.
He had a folder with paper in there from a report from the police saying that he was stalking or harassing
Okay,
someone.
what were you doing looking through his stuff? Just
Because he allowed me to look through it.
trying to get to know him better. Right. Okay. So you look through his stuff, and what do you find? Exactly what you were afraid of finding, which is he's a stalker. Now, so he has a case against someone else. What were the details?
It was just saying that Joe was harassing a certain individual, stalking her.
Was it a woman?
Yes, it was a female.
Did you ever contact her or anything?
No, I did not.
What'd you think when you saw that?
No, I asked him. He said that wasn't a case of what happened.
So how long did he live in your house?
3 days.
Oh, and then at the end of the 3 days, what happened?
Well, what happened was when I came home, like I was smelling alcohol, like he was drinking.
You don't have to whisper. He can hear.
Okay, well, yes, I know. Well, he was drinking. I don't want to be like, but he was drinking excessively, and I was like, Joe, are you drinking? He's like, no. But then he's staggering around, so that
Then
put
his
up a
what?
red flag. Huh?
His what?
He was drinking an excessive amount of alcohol.
Staggering around.
Right,
Okay.
staggering it around. So I'm like, Joe, are you drinking? He's like, no. I say, what is that bottle? And he kept denying it. So then we get into this conversation. I was like, you know what, Joe, you got to go, because I didn't feel comfortable at that point. And then when I asked him later on, I said, Joe, he kept calling me. So I had the letter from court saying that he's going to sue me. I said, Joe, why are you suing me for?
He says that he loaned you the rent money, some
No.
laundry, gas, and food money, which is $56, and $41 for a video game for your grandson.
He loaned me $41, and he gave me about $40+ I don't know if it was exactly 56, but he said it's 56 is fine to go to the laundry and buy food and stuff the time that he was in the house. And I was like, Joe, if you want me to pay you back, I can do it. But he was like, oh no, beautiful, don't worry about it. He kept telling me not to worry about it. And I said, Joe, what is the reason why you filed this claim against me? If you claim that you care so much about a person, why would you do that?
Because you went back. I'll tell you why. Wait, I don't know. Me, I know the answer.
No.
I know the answer. Wait, me. Did you go back with your husband?
Yeah.
Yeah, after the fact.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but before the lawsuit?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it. I knew I could get it.
Why, but he said he was
jealous. Did you get a chance to speak at all?
He said that he was jealous and he was upset. That's why he did it. He's sorry.
Not jealous.
Okay. On
He
the
told me
third
not
day,
to.
what happened? You rose from the dead. What happened on the third day?
There was no third day.
Okay.
That
How long
was
did you
the
live
third
there?
day. It was.
I
the third
didn't.
day.
Okay.
I
Why
paid-
did you pay
and
rent money?
Look, this is how it went down.
Okay.
She said, you can move in tomorrow. I kicked out my husband. I said, what's the agreement on that? She said, all you have to do is change the locks and pay the rent. So she was sharing the rent with the husband. They were going half and half. I said,
so you were going to
if
have to
I
pay
moved
half
in,
the rent or all the rent?
I paid the full rent.
Okay.
And she'd do her work, and she'd pay the food. You know, I think that's a manly thing to do.
Okay.
And that's how it was supposed to be. So I move in, right? I take her for her nails to get done, which I didn't know I was paying for again. Because the week before, which she don't tell you, she says, Joe, can you take me to get my nails done? Yeah, taking means I'm driving you there.
Okay.
Next thing I know, she's got a smile on her face going like this through the window.
Okay.
I said, yeah, well, what's up? I need you to pay for my nails, and I'm also getting my feet done.
Okay.
I'm like, okay, that's news to me, and I got to pay for it. But we never seen each other, and I never done nothing for her, right?
Okay.
All I did was take her to lunch, do her nails, walk in the park.
Oh, I don't think she denies that. But the question is, why
But
were you
we
doing
only seen
it?
each other 6
Were you
times.
doing
She
it as
asked
a
me
down
to-
payment on the nookie you never got? Or were you doing it because you were trying to persuade her to be your girlfriend and it didn't work?
Well, no, she said we
Okay.
were going to be together. I got her on here saying I love you. She wanted to have a relationship with me. Right on
Okay.
the cell phone, on the text.
Yeah, let me see your cell phone. Okay, but I mean, why does she have to pay it back? If they're gifts you give her in an effort to
the
woo
rent was
her.
not a gift, and neither was the money. She asked for it and borrowed it.
I didn't borrow any rent
The
money
rent-
from him.
look, if I pay
never
a
did.
rent-
Are you supposed to pay back the rent or
No,
weren't you?
it was the $41
Wait a minute, I
for
didn't-
the.
she acting like
You're
I'm paying the
supposed to
rent
pay
for
back
her.
the $41.
Right, and the money for the gas and the food. It was not for the rent because
Okay,
we
hold
had
on. The
Okay.
$41 was definitely a loan.
Yes.
And the gas and the food, are you
Wasn't a-
saying was a loan, or you don't even care about paying that back, is what you're saying?
It wasn't a loan, but I don't even care about
Okay.
paying it back. But,
the
definitely-
rent, you say, was him helping you out?
Exactly.
Or him moving in and then it just didn't work out? What is
Yes.
it you're saying about the rent?
I'm saying that him moving in and it just didn't work out because.
So then why does, if that's the case, why does he have to eat an entire month's rent when you kick him out in 3 days? Why doesn't he only pay 3 days rent if it
Excuse me,
didn't work out?
Because it was an agreement that if he paid the rent, if something was to happen between us, that's why he never moved
might
from
go
where he
down to
lived
the
at.
next one.
I don't think you're that big a
Yep.
planner. And I don't think that discussion ever took place.
Yes, that discussion did
No.
take place. I said, Joe, didn't I say to you that if we move here and if something happens, you're gonna have to go? You said I would leave with no problem.
That's not what we
But we
just
didn't even
talked
have a
about.
problem.
That's not what we just talked about.
And welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. Would you, if your marriage was on the rocks, would you ever start a new relationship before ending the old one? What do you think?
No, that's too complicated, too much trouble, it's wrong.
Would you?
Never. I'd wait until everything's over.
What do you think? We've got to hear from a guy.
Nah, you wait till the union's dissolved before you do something else.
Would you wait until you were divorced or separated?
Divorce, probably.
What if you're separated?
Separated, nah, because there's still some financial ties. Two parties are involved, so you gotta do the right thing and wait till the end.
Oh God, I have 5 jokes and I'm not going to tell any of them. Going inside the courtroom.
What I'm saying is, why does the man have to pay $850 in rent if you only let him live there 3 days and the rent's rent? I thought you were going to say
He told me he
was
was-
just giving me money to help me out. It was a gift. That's not
No.
what you're saying. You're saying he was
I don't-
paying rent and then you kicked him out. If a landlord kicks me out and I've only spent 3 days of my September rent, I want the rest of my rent. I want the rent back for those unused days. Why wouldn't he get that?
Okay, but after he filed the complaint, he always tried to entrap me to saying things. He would send me these text messages saying, like, why don't I respond to what he's saying to me? He always loves me, this, that, and the other. And one day he called me on the phone. He was very emotional, but I never loved Joe. I never was in love with Joe, and I told Joe that.
Joe, I miss you and I want us to spend the rest of our lives together.
Yeah. I did say
I
that.
know I can bring you back to health, taking better.
Care of himself
Care
because
of
he wasn't
you.
taking care of himself.
That's August 31st.
Right,
Is that
he's-
after or before you threw him out?
After.
After.
Is your husband in the room?
No, he's not here.
Does he know you're here?
She won't let him know about this.
Does he know you're
He
here?
doesn't mind. I didn't commit adultery.
Does
and
he know you're here?
No, he doesn't.
Well, he's gonna.
Okay, I
All
will
right.
tell him. I don't have an issue.
No, well, I'm not going to tell him.
No,
I mean, you're going to be on national television. You do know that.
It's
All right.
fine. I didn't do anything. I didn't commit adultery, so I'm not like.
Okay, Joe, listen to me. Let me tell you a couple things, okay? First of all, you're an incurable romantic. You go to Walmart and you think you've met your love of your life, who you have never spoken to, never talked to. A lot of men might say, wow, that girl's really cute, and move on. Not you. You give her the number, you to profess your love, you try to persuade her to just kick
I didn't try and persuade.
Finish. Oh, come on, both of you. Let me tell you something. I got your number and I got her number. Your number is you are an incurable romantic. She's really cute and you wanted to get together with her.
Mm-hmm.
And so you just pounded on this in an effort to and the remarkable part is that she called you back. She agreed to meet you, and that you got into her apartment. All that is remarkable anyway, which only serves to embolden you for the next conquest. Well, I don't know how many, and then by the way, he then doesn't stop calling you, and you tell him, if you don't knock it off, I'm gonna file a harassment report against you. You just need to understand when to stop, okay? And a woman who's married, you should have just stopped anyway and moved on to somebody else.
Then how come
your
this-
number is abundantly clear. You've got your husband, you're having problems, and you've got this fellow who won't stop professing how you are like to be put on a pedestal and to be honored and loved and paid for nails, paid for rent, because you're just the greatest thing since sliced bread. And you were enjoying that attention until all of a sudden the attention wakes up on your couch and won't leave. Then it's no longer a romance novel. Then it's, this guy reeks of alcohol and I don't even know him. That's what it is then, okay? So you need to have a little dose of reality, and you need to have a little dose of reality. And if you seriously want to work on your relationship with your husband, then you better work a little harder, because letting a guy come in when your husband's body, his side of the bed isn't even, you know.
He never slept in the bed.
I know,
Okay.
and you didn't have sex. We've got that part.
Okay.
But it's still like, it's morally
I know,
incorrect.
it's not, I
And if
know.
I'm your husband, I don't like it. I don't even know that your husband knows about it. He's going to know about this because you're on people's court.
Yes.
But it's amazing to me that you are professing to be working on your relationship with your husband, and that you could show up here and not have told him beforehand. That to me is not really working on a relationship. So you got to think about that. Okay. All right, but that's your business. Here's how I'm going to rule. The $56 you repay him, the $41 you repay him, and everything other than 3 days rent, according to your own story, you repay him. So you repay him $595. Verdict for the plaintiff.
Just hold it right there, please.
First out of the courtroom, the defendant, as the plaintiff has won some money in this case. What's your reaction to what he got?
Well, I feel that he shouldn't have been awarded the rent money because he volunteered in his own free will, and it was never an
And you
agreement.
took it.
Right. It was never an agreement that I had to pay him back. And as for what he said about the nails and everything, he wanted to do those things for me.
You're back with your husband. He's watching this thing. Any last words you want to say to him about what went down here?
No, because we were going through our situation. I don't want to say anything. I will talk to him in person.
Mm-hmm. All right, right down this way. Okay. All right, so come on in here. You feel like you got played?
Yeah, I know I did. Mm-hmm. And I know she's lying about a whole lot of things. Like, I didn't offer her the money. She offered me to move in, and we were going to have a relationship. That's how it was. Mm-hmm. So it was never me, oh, I'll just pay you. I ain't got the money to pay your rent. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Right. So what's the lesson you learned out of this whole thing?
Watch who you deal with. She's a gold digger, like my friend said.
All right, let's go over to Harvey.
Okay, Kurt, this decision, real quick, was based strictly on legal grounds, not moral. And that will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.